All right, we've been waiting for this one.
This is the one.
This is
Celeste has been licking her lips over there.
So last week, Texas Monthly released their list of the 50 best barbecue joints in Texas. The magazine's barbecue team traveled thousands of miles, visited hundreds of barbecue joints across the state to determine the best candidates for the list. So joining us now to tell us more is Daniel Vaughn, who is the quote-unquote barbecue editor at Texas Monthly. I guess maybe he majored in barbecue.
I
don't want that job.
I don't know where
Daniel,
you get that.
how do you get that job? Asking for a friend on record.
Daniel, welcome to Hello Houston.
I majored in architecture. I guess that's the. I was an architect for 12 years before doing a food blog all about barbecue. And after eating at about 500 different barbecue joints, Texas Monthly decided to bring me on, and I changed careers completely.
So, what's your golden list? What makes a great barbecue sandwich?
A great barbecue sandwich. Wow. Well, so much of what we're looking for on this list is what's on the barbecue tray, without any help from the pickles, the onions, the sauce, and the bun. My favorite barbecue sandwich is really a chopped brisket sandwich. I mean,
Can't go wrong.
To me, that is, I think, the number one order in barbecue across Texas. Chopped brisket on a nice buttered griddled bun, if you can. Some pickles, onions, dill pickles, please. No sweet pickles.
Before you get
and
any
barbecue
deeper
sauce.
into all of this, I've judged, we've talked about this on the show, I judge at the barbecue cook-off here every year, and we get maybe 20 samples. And by the time we've worked through those 20, it all kind of blurs together, so much of it. You're doing hundreds of barbecues. What separates the best from the second best or the third best? Because it seems like there'd be just a huge grouping at the top and a huge grouping at the bottom, and that pretty much any then could change position depending on your taste and mood that day.
Really, it's more about like a lot of places are in the middle, and few places are, on that bad list, and very few places are on that really great list. And so, I mean, it's all about consistency, right? I mean, we're looking at the barbecue for sure. Like that is the primary thing we're looking at. How is your sliced brisket, the pork ribs, the sausage? Those things are served at every barbecue joint in Texas, along with whatever poultry item, whether it's chicken or turkey, the sides, the desserts. We're looking at all those things, but it really comes down to the barbecue itself, to those smoked meats. And then, those, is it well seasoned? Is it juicy? Is it tender? For all those items. And then, when it comes to like the best of the best, it's about consistency over several visits, right? So is it that impressive the first time, the second time, and the third time?
What about the sauce? What about the sauce?
What about the sauce?
There's so many different kinds. No,
What about the sauce?
There's so many different kinds. I mean, that can really screw up a good barbecue sandwich,
Well, if it's good barbecue, it doesn't have sauce.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm a Southern boy. I've got to have sauce.
Same. I like sauce.
Yeah, I mean, yes. As our governor once said, it's not great barbecue without the sauce, and then was supremely roasted right after that. Because Texas barbecue doesn't need sauce when it's great. I mean, we do have a whole segment in there about fun, inventive barbecue sauces that we encountered over our big search. But I want my barbecue sauce on the side. I want to be able to dunk it if I feel like it, or leave it alone if it doesn't need it.
Okay, enough process.
So I want that choice.
Enough process. What made the list in our area?
Houston barbecue joints? Yeah. Talk to us about Houston.
Oh, do y'all not have a subscription? Man.
And we also don't have any barbecue in front of us, which would have been a lovely
That is a tragedy. Well, and unfortunately, Monday is such a tough day to find barbecue as well. So many places are closed. But Truth Barbecue is highest on the list there, at number 9. In Houston and another location in Brenham. And that's been our favorite in Houston for the last list as well. So
why?
Truth Barbecue is spectacular. Their brisket it's just flawless. The fatty side and the lean side both super juicy, great smoke flavor, great seasoning level. I mean, for me, I want my brisket and really all the barbecue to have that balance of I want to taste the smoke, the seasoning, and the meat itself. If any one of those things overpowers, then then the next place down the list is going to win.
Okay, you said Truth. You said Truth was number 9. What would it possibly take for them to move up to number 1?
Well, a lot of it, when it comes down to the final weeks of tasting, is me going to each of these places, and what ends up sticking out more than the great bites are the small mistakes. And so, really, it's just about small mistakes making the difference. Really, the difference between number 1 and number 10 is minute. We have a blessing in Texas of really incredible barbecue all over the state, and so it is tough to judge one to the next. And so, like I said, it often comes down to little mistakes.
Well,
Right,
fortunately, Damaris is open on Monday, barbecue. And have you ever gone to Coop's in Galveston? It's a mom and pop barbecue.
Yeah.
It's terrific.
Yes, they got the billboard on the way down from Houston. So you can't miss it. I did enjoy Coops. I wrote about Coops, I think last month.
Yeah.
And I enjoy the array of barbecue they have and the sides.
Okay,
Yeah.
Truth is number 9, highest we have in Houston. What's next for Houston?
So then brisket and rice and Pinkertons are both in our top 50. So Pinkertons has, of course, been around for a while. They also have a San Antonio location. And, we love their variety.
My co-hosts are writing down as you're saying these.
And if you love sauce, then you got to go get those ribs and get the candy paint on them. That is their super sweet sauce that they literally paint on with a paintbrush.
Is Rudy's
onto your ribs.
Is Rudy's on your list?
You really haven't read this list in like the last 20 years. Rudy's doesn't have a chance. It's chain barbecue.
It's getting rough in here.
Well,
Getting hot.
The cream corn is pretty good, I'll say that.
We come together as a team in late August, to really send out the marching orders of which region each of these tasters is going to have. And in doing so, I put together a PowerPoint presentation showing everyone what they should be looking for. But we also have barbecue in front of us, and we ordered in Franklin Barbecue and Rudy's Barbecue, so you could see really two ends of the barbecue spectrum when tasting. So we could talk about different qualities of the barbecue. Of course,
You've listed 3 for Houston. I believe there's 6 altogether on your list from our area, correct?
Yeah, so also in Bel Air, so it might be kind of hard to find in the list because we do alphabetize it by city, and Blood Bros Barbecue is technically in Bel Air rather than Houston. So fear not, they're in our honorable mentions list. Feeges Barbecue in Houston as well, Regals and Gatlin's.
That's by me. Regals.
What about the
What's
pit
that?
room? Pit room there?
The pit room is not on our list this time around, but if you go further out in the Houston area, we really love Corkscrew Barbecue out in Spring, and then there's a newcomer of Rosemeyer Barbecue. It's a food truck in Spring that it's sitting there next to a gas station. They really do incredible barbecue and different homemade ice cream every week.
Any new surprising trend you saw in the barbecue world that actually worked, that you thought they're onto something?
Well, a big trend that we've seen really since the best new barbecue joint list that we put out 2 years ago is really this fusion of a lot of different ethnic cuisines with barbecue. And, brisket and rice is one of those where they have their Vietnamese roots, and they have rice is such a big component of what they're doing. They have a brisket fried rice is one of their big popular dishes, and then sliced brisket served over top of white rice being another one. Poor man's macaroni, which is like this sort of blue-collar Vietnamese dish of spaghetti and tomato paste. I'm sorry, macaroni and tomato paste and bacon is one of their side dishes, so making it really unique, as well as those candied pickled jalapenos they serve.
It's interesting that you mentioned that fusion. Levant Barbecue just opened off Westheimer near us, and it's halal, and it was absolutely delicious. And what I liked is, like you said, they had the regular, at this specific barbecue joint, they had regular macaroni, but then they had their own like cucumber salads and all the different fusions. We did have a question. The Dark One asks, how about Sugarland? What is great near Sugarland?
Well, I would say the closest barbecue there would be Harlem Road Barbecue in Richmond. And so that is also in our honorable mentions list. And Chef Ara Malekian out there does a great job with beef ribs, the brisket, the pork ribs, and his desserts. He's got this chocolate bread pudding, which is just fantastic.
My last question for you is, what are you having for lunch today?
Probably some seafood.
I was going to say a green juice. How about a green juice?
A nice salad.
Yeah, maybe a green juice and a salad.
That's right. Daniel Vaughn is the barbecue editor at Texas Monthly. Daniel, thank you so much for joining us today on Hello Houston.
Thank you.
Thank you.